love. Let's begin this week with something deceptively simple. Joy, coming to you from the paddleboard. We talk about joy like it's a state we should be able to access at any time. Like it's a reward for doing the inner work or finally getting everything right. But what if joy isn't something you strive towards? What if joy is something you become? So today we're going to explore joy as a vehicle, not a destination. Let's land into the body together. Place a hand on your heart or your belly. Let yourself feel supported for this moment. We're inviting in a very gentle, wise, grounded kind of joy. The kind that doesn't demand a smile, but brings one quietly and slightly unnoticed. Let me be honest with you. I don't always do a great job in staying in joy, even though I know joy is one of the clearest ways that we hear our intuition and our highest self and our inner knowing. The truth is, like so many women, I was conditioned for striving, to work hard, to carry it all, and that doesn't leave a lot of space for joy. I remember in my naturopathic practice asking mom after mom what joy looked like for them and kind of being met with like that blank stare. And they weren't numb, they were simply buried. I gave the same stare when I was a new mom. Sure, I had moments of laughter, real laughter even, but it didn't feel like actual joy. It might have just been survival's version of relief. Someone once said to me, if joy feels too big, start with curiosity. And I did. I followed curiosity. I booked, the trips and sat with my emotions, and I cried and healed and transmuted. And even then, sometimes joy felt elusive. So what is joy, really? And how do we stop chasing it like it's another to-do thing and let it become part of who we are? This is the message I get from Source when I asked about joy. Joy isn't a big state of being. It's not fireworks or grand gestures. It's subtle and sacred. Joy is a lightness in the heart space, a smile you didn't realize you were wearing. It seeps into your cells and speaks in warmth, not words. Joy transmutes what the mind can't. It heals what logic won't touch. It's not something you force or plan. It's what's left when what isn't you begins to drop away. You don't have to earn joy. You simply have to stop silencing it. Take a few more deep breaths here and think about this. If joy is the vehicle needed to become your highest self, would you notice it more? Would you welcome it and pursue it with reckless abandon? Or would you simply allow your body to sink into it whenever possible? Neither way is wrong, but joy shouldn't be overlooked for obligation and responsibility. Let's anchor this into your body with a little bit of science, if you're kind of a science nerd, and I used to be. Not quite as much anymore, but according to neuroscience and psychology, joy is more than a fleeting emotion. It's linked to an increase in dopamine, that pleasure and motivation. It decreases cortisol, or your stress hormone. It enhances immune function. It gives you greater resilience and heart health. Sounds good, right? MRI studies show that joy activates area of the brain related to connection, safety, and reward, specifically the ventral striatum and prefrontal cortex. These aren't just happy brain zones. They're involved in trusting yourself, feeling safe, and staying regulated. And unlike excitement, joy is more sustainable. It's often quieter, but it lasts longer. It can even repair cellular function, which is why people in healing journeys are often encouraged to reconnect with joy as medicine. So let's move into practice together. Find a comfortable seat or lie down. Let your spine lengthen. Let your breath slow. Place one hand on your heart and one on your belly. And inhale for a slow 4. Hold for 4 at the top. And exhale for 6. Inhale for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale for 6. Stop here and do a few rounds if you've come into this video kind of frazzled. And then come back. Now begin to imagine a soft golden light in your heart space. Warm, gentle, familiar. With each inhale, invite the feeling of joy, not as a performance, but as a warmth. Just feel joy. Let it be the memory of something safe, soft, sacred. A moment when you were you, fully, even just for a minute. Now ask yourself silently, what would it feel like to allow joy back into my body? Breathe. Let that answer come as a sensation. No pushing, no performing. Let joy come as a visitor, not an obligation. Let it soak through your heart and spread down the arms, across the chest and into the belly, into the legs. Feel your body becoming it. And whisper to yourself, I choose joy because it's mine to feel. I choose joy as a form of coming home. And rest in that space for a few more breaths. Joy isn't always loud. It's not always glitter and laughter. Sometimes it's the first deep breath you've taken all day. Sometimes it's the warmth in your chest when your child smiles. Sometimes it's just not being in pain anymore. Joy is a frequency, and when we start to embody it, we start to access deeper truth, that intuitive guidance, the softness, the power, the peace. So let that be your practice this week. Don't chase joy. Notice it. Welcome it. Be curious about it. And above all, let it be enough. And let me know what sparked joy for you this week. Maybe we can start a joy revolution, a train of joy, to start training our bodies and our minds to see it when it's there. My joy this week? The paddleboard in the sun on Manitoulin Island. We'll see you next week. I do not have a protective coating thing on my camera right now, so I am terrified of dropping it here. But it's really nice out here.